All right, so I talked about this before about how Japanese like the Germans a lot. They'll always say, "Oh, Germans are majime," which means like straight-laced, and they like that they're punctual and all that. I think a lot of Germanic Europe is like that, and I think that they're not wrong in thinking that they're more similar to the Germans than to say the French or Italians or something like that, just because of the reserved nature and all that. But and being on time, it's a big one, and just being majime, straight laced. But um, and I made a video about this during lockdown, and I have like a full beard if you want to look it up, like 5 years ago. But it's on YouTube. But I still think that Swedish and Norwegian, maybe even Finnish, like maybe mostly Icelandic too at the end of the day, but I think that they're probably more similar to the Japanese because by the sheer fact of being more isolated, I think they're more. It just feels like the Scandinavian and Nordic area is a lot more. It's just more isolated than Germany is. But yeah, like I said in the other video, like the Swedish and Norwegians, they're group oriented. They're about the team. They're it's cleaner. They're on time because it's just seemingly more common in Germanic areas of Europe. So they like that. And there's some other like many similarities too. Like they take their shoes off not only at home but at work. There's like work slippers in Sweden and Japan. Sweden and maybe I think even Norway, not sure, but known for minimalist architecture. Maybe that's the same throughout Scandinavia and maybe even the Nordic area like Finland. But Japan's known for minimalism as well. And I mean there might be two different reasons for the same thing, because the Swedish had the Bauhaus movement, but the Japanese had like essentially like Buddhist movement. I forget the Buddhist monk's name at the moment, but it was this movement against anything hade, which means gaudy. And that might have been a movement against how they saw the Chinese too, but it might have already been in the culture in Japan anyway. And this relates to wabi-sabi, which means like plain beauty, a beauty that does not call to itself. Like gold, anything golden is like a bit too much for the Japanese. If you notice that they like wood a lot more, they like the plain. There's beauty in the plain, and I do love that about Japan. There was a Japanese guy that told me that Kinkakuji is his golden temple in Kyoto, and it is amazing when you see it. It's incredible, but some Japanese people think that doesn't really represent Japan. You got to go to Ginkakuji for that, and that's one that's a lot more plain, or some of the other temples. But anyway, minimalism is something that I think the two cultures share. We have also like a rich pagan warrior history between them, and also I think that the Vikings are probably a little bit more religious than the samurai. I still think that like even Shinto and Buddhist, like they were religious a little bit, but I think they were religious in a different way. They were never really fighting. They didn't have any like religious wars, but maybe the Vikings didn't either. But anyway, polytheistic, paganistic warrior traditions in the countries, and that's in a lot of countries too, but just drawing the similarities between Scandinavia and Japan right now. And then the other thing is, what was it? Oh yeah, there's some other differences too. Similarities as far as sorry, there's birds in this park where I'm always recording, but I've heard on like Swedish TikTok and stuff that like the guys won't hit on girls ever, or hardly ever. They're shy and they don't. I don't know if they don't make eye contact that much like in Japan, but like that's similar too. Like the Japanese and the Swedish are similar in that way as well. Yeah, there's just I think it's more than Germany, man, and it's a spectrum. Like Germany's definitely closer to Japan, but like Scandinavia is like, out of Europe at least, they're probably the closest because they have a lot of these similarities. And there's probably more.